Well, good evening. So, sorry I missed this morning. We were out of town anyway, but thought I'd catch up here. And I just want to say at the outset, I know I won't do justice to the complexities explored in this chapter on quantum physics and quantum field theory. If you're interested, great place to learn a little bit about quantum. It's way above my pay grade. But I do know that more and more as a coach, I really urge couples to pay closer attention to the space between. So let me, I'll go through the chapter, but they go into a lot of depth about quantum theory. But at the very beginning of the chapter, the authors, they have this quote. They say, "We intuit that our collective humanity and each of its members individually is on the verge of something big, something beyond our imagination, which we can dimly but not clearly see. Here is what we think it is." So what is that something big? It's the shift to understanding the quantum field as reality and its primary feature as interconnecting. All right. Remember I said last week that psychotherapy in general and Imago in particular rose in a Newtonian view of the universe, a universe which was inhabited by disconnected objects ontologically separated from each other. Over time, a more relational view of reality evolved, which amounted to a paradigm shift from an individual paradigm to a relational paradigm. And as the authors state, paradigm change always includes and transforms the paradigm it replaces. In the shift from the individual to the relational paradigm in psychotherapy, the individual is not negated, but is relocated to its relational context from which it is derived and upon which it is dependent. Now, like I said, this is heavy sledding for me anyway, but they go on to say, we view the ascendance of quantum physics to primary status and classical physics to secondary status as a part of the next step in our human social evolution. So just as Western civilization was built on the model of the autonomous and separate self as foundational reality, a new relationship civilization will be modeled on the quantum view of reality as a network of relationships as an interconnecting whole. And their vision, the something big that they intuit is, just as the features of our individualistic civilization valued competition, control, domination, and winning, the values of the coming relationship civilization will be universal equality, total inclusiveness, and celebration of differences. And it's interesting, we were just up with friends of ours in two different places, and these same ideas came from totally different, one was what do they call it? Regenerative farm, and the other was Christian life communities, people that we were involved with for years. So these same ideas are coming at me, but around in many different spheres. For those for those of you who are up to it, they go into a lengthy exploration of quantum field theory, which theory provides us with a new vision of reality. And that's huge. That everything is mostly energy and it's all connected. From an Imago perspective, they conclude that human relationships mirror the principles that operate in the universe as a whole, and base Imago theory, the new Imago theory, on three fundamental features of the quantum field that scientists understand apply to everything that is. The three fundamental features of the quantum field are energy, consciousness, and connecting. So again, on a more practical, down-to-earth level, your relationship is not just the two of you, but the two of you and the space between you. The space between, they say, is not a metaphor or psychological construct, but a local instance of the quantum field that exists between everything, is in everything, and holds everything together. And so I tell couples, your little relationship is a microcosm of the vast macrocosm. You want to be connected, but you cannot put negativity in the space between because it causes disconnect. They go on. Identifying energy, consciousness, and connecting as the driving principles of life focuses our attention on the central therapeutic concept of Imago. if we are saying that human beings are essentially made of conscious energy, and this is the basis that connects us all, it tells us that the place where these powerful but unseen forces reside is of crucial importance. It tells us that paying attention to the emotional force field that partners generate together is where we should start our work and where change happens. So, there, and again, this is huge. What transforms individual is ultimately being present to the other and experiencing connecting in relationships, not attempting to change yourself or the other as individual persons. Now, I said at the start, I know I'm not doing justice to their ideas explored in this chapter on the quantum view of reality, but on a more practical level, I truly do believe, and this is a shift for me, the fastest way forward for any couple is to protect the space between. It's sacred ground, holy ground. You cannot keep putting negativity into the space between because negativity causes disconnect, and what your whole being wants is connection. So that's, the end of part one. Remember I said that part one is sort of the meta theory behind Imago. And part two consists of 6 chapters looking at Imago clinical theory, which is really a perspective about the human situation in a quantum universe. What's that going to look like? And so that's where I'll start next week. Okay, so I hope this makes a little bit of sense to you, but the book, again, Doing Imago Relationship in the Space Between, pretty intense, but it's I really do think that they're on something, and like I said, it sort of got confirmed up in where we were the last 2 days from totally different places that more and more people, they're trying to connect, to be in relationship, as opposed to being sort of isolated individuals. Anyway, hope that helps. We'll see you next week. Cheers. Have a great day.